Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Our Honorable Petroleum Minister, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, made a statement. In fact, he didn't make a statement, I'm sorry, he tweeted. One of his tweets, he said, such hypocrisy of opposition-ruled states. Such hypocrisy. He says, PM Modi ji ensured affordable air travel to common citizen with his vision हवाई चप्पल से हवाई जहाज तक हवाई चप्पल से हवाई जहाज तक his vision of हवाई चप्पल से हवाई जहाज तक but these states creates impediments. They manufacture protest against oil price but fleece the people to fill their coffers. He says, this air price is all because of the opposition ruled states. Now let us understand what he meant by all of this. Okay, and let us also understand that a union minister who is supposed to be the minister for every state, bifurcates in his mind of an opposition ruled state and our ruled state. Is that fair for a democracy? That's my question number one, my point number one. I have got another short topic to discuss with you, and that's on the 24th of April, the Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, completed 1 year in office. He spoke well most of the time, but let's try and find out what he did in office. That's my topic number two. Let's get right into the show. Okay, so the Honorable Petroleum Minister tweeted saying that, ever wondered why air ticket prices haven't come down? He said, aviation turbine fuel or ATF constitutes of around 40% of the cost of airline operation. He said, but West Bengal, Maharashtra and Delhi imposes massive 25% VAT on AFT, that is aviation turbine fuel, while BJP states like Uttar Pradesh, Nagaland, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir charges only 1%. So because this opposition ruled states, the prices of the petroleum are going up. And then what I read last time, the second tweet, he said, such a hypocrisy of opposition ruled states, such hypocrisy. PM Modi ji ensured, I wanted to say this sentence once again, so I'm reading it once again. PM Modi ji ensured affordable air travel to common citizens with his vision of Hawai Chappal se Hawai Jahaj tak. Hawai Chappal se Hawai Jahaj tak. But these states create impediments. They manufacture protest against oil prices but fleece the people and fill their coffers. So he says, ये सब गलत है. Fuel price and all, this airfare and all is happening all because of opposition ruled states. So if you are paying more money for your air ticket, it means you blame it on the opposition ruled states. My second question first. A union minister, does he bifurcate his ruled states or his party ruled states and the opposition party ruled states? Is that good for the democracy of this country? Is that according to the constitution of this country? Isn't that being biased? Is that even fair? So that's my first question. My second question is, correct. The VAT is charged by states like Delhi, states like Maharashtra, they charge VAT. Understandable. I understand. They do charge 25%. And maybe other states are charging lesser. One of the reasons is the fact that most of the aircraft go to Delhi and go to Mumbai in Maharashtra. So they charge their VAT. But let me say the other side of the story. Let us look at, for instance, the GST contribution of Uttar Pradesh to this country, to the central GST contribution. The central GST contribution of Uttar Pradesh in March 2022 was 6,620 crores. That is what Uttar Pradesh gave the center as contribution as GST. You know how much Maharashtra gave? Maharashtra, on the other hand, gave a figure of 20,305 crores of rupees in March 2022. 6,000 crores, 20,000 crores. This was the difference in contribution. At that time, the honorable minister didn't say, "Hey, wo Uttar Pradesh kya deta hai center ko? Maharashtra kya deta hai center ko?" That the honorable minister didn't say. The honorable minister only said that they charge more VAT and these people don't. Now, why does a state government need to charge VAT? A state, mind you, is responsible for your health. Your state is responsible for your education. Your state is responsible for your local roads. Your state is responsible for your water supply. Your state is responsible for your electrical supply. This is something that the state has to do for you. अरे पैसे नहीं देगा तो where will you pay the money from? Now let me talk about Maharashtra. Maharashtra contributes 20,000 crores as GST. When you have such high taxpayers, such large contribution of GST, you have to service that state. You have to service those people. You have to service those industries. You have to service those shops and establishments that generates this kind of GST. That requires money, isn't it? Imagine if Mumbai, only 6 hours of light happened, 6 hours of power happened, the GST will crash down. People will not shop, people will not buy, people will not do business in Mumbai. To ensure that Mumbai is kept 24/7 alive and with power, water, everything, Maharashtra needs to spend money on Mumbai, don't they? If they don't get adequate money from the center, what do? Have you thought about it? So it's easy to put up an argument saying that, hey, state na paisa dalta hai. State paisa kiske liye dalta hai? Why does the state charge VAT? If the center gives the state adequate money, what they want, they will not charge. They don't need to charge. They will get it from state. That is easier for them. भाई उनको प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है, सेंटर से चेक आएगा, उन लोग खर्चा करेंगे. They have no problem. Why should they go bother VAT and then collect and then go after people who don't pay and all? Why would a state want to do it? No state administration wants to do it. It is as simple as that. So this one-sided story, is not correct either. Now let me tell you another part of it. Okay, we spoke about aviation fuel. Now let us talk about fuel, because aviation fuel, this chappal, Hawaii chappal and Hawaii jahaj and all, I don't understand. But let me tell you, for a normal man, a common man like me, petrol matters. Petrol matters because even if I take my car or if I take a scooter, if I take a rickshaw, petrol money directly affects the fare. Therefore, it affects my life, isn't it? So, for a common man, the price of petrol and diesel affects. ठीक है ना? Now, let's take Delhi as an example. And in Delhi, if you go to see, the base price of petrol is 56 rupees 32 paise. That is the base price of petrol. The base price of diesel is 57 rupees 94 paise. Freight, etc. is 20 paise petrol and 22 paise diesel. Excise duty is what the center charges. So for a 56 rupees 32 paise petrol, the excise duty that the center charges is 27 rupees 90 paise. 27 rupees 90 paise. And for diesel, they charge 21 rupees 80 paise. For a 57 rupees 94 paise diesel, they charge 21 rupees 80 paise. This is what the center charges. तभी कोई नहीं बोलता है ना, why is the center charging so much money? Poor man, that poor auto rickshaw fellow who runs, who eats, he gets his 2 square meal, running that auto rickshaw, he has to pay this kind of money for fuel and diesel. A farmer has to pay this kind of money for fuel and diesel to run his tractor and run his pump. You can say that auto rickshaw fellow can buy electric or auto rickshaw or gas auto rickshaw and run, but what about the farmer who has to run his tractor? There is no electric tractor at the moment, to the best of my knowledge. There is no pump that runs without fuel because there is no electricity in village. So you have to run a pump with diesel. So what about him? Where does he pay this money from? So there is no problem. The center takes the money, absolutely no problem. Let me also tell you, the dealer commission is 3 rupees 86 paise to kind of ensure that it is delivered to you in petrol, and 2 rupees 59 paise to ensure it is delivered to you in diesel. The VAT which the state charges is 17 rupees 13 paise. So center charges 27 rupees 90 paise, state charges 17 rupees 13 paise. In diesel, center charges 21 rupees 80 paise and the state charges 14 rupees 47 paise. End of the day, with all this, we pay for petrol, we pay 105 rupees 41 paise. The original base price, mind you, is 56 rupees 32 paise. and we pay 105 rupees 45 paise, and for diesel we pay 96 rupees 67 paise. The original price, mind you, is 57 rupees 97 paise. This is the story. Acha, now a lot of people will say, "Arey yaar, center ko nahi mangta hai kya paisa? Center also needs money, no? So center is taking money, so big deal." I just said that state requires money because state has to service the taxpayer. State has to ensure that education and health and all are taken care of. Center ko kaam nahi hai, of course hai. So center doesn't take money. Let me tell you another facts and figure. Let me show you another fact. Okay, in 2014, when this UPA government, when UPA government was in existence, and when was this major thing where I remember that Miss Smriti Irani and all were on the streets saying that petrol price, it's UPA's fault, everything is going wrong, everything is going haywire, that Baba Ramdev and all were out on the streets. During that time, the state used to charge 1,37,157 crores as VAT, and the center only charged 99,068 rupees as excise duty. So the center charge lesser than the states. Okay. In 2015-2016, after Bharatiya Janata Party government took over, after NDA took over, things changed. The state now charged 1,42,807, but the center started charging more. That is 1,78,477. 2016, it almost doubled. The center charged 2,42,691 crores of rupees, and the state charged VAT of 1,66,414 crores. 2017, the center charged 2,29,716 as excise duty, and state 1,85,850 as VAT. 2018, 2,14,369 and state 2,01,265. 2019, 2,32,057, state 2,04,93, and 2020-21, 3,72,970 and state 2,02,937. So, mind you, till 2014, it was the state charging more VAT than the center. After 2014, after Mr. Puri's government came into existence, the center started charging more money than the state. The excise duty was more than the VAT. And now, Mr. Puri is blaming on opposition states. Think about it. How fair is this, and what kind of mathematics and logic is this? What kind of mathematics and logic is this, that air traffic turbine fuel mein VAT jada, one particular, Maharashtra and Delhi is taking, so the entire country is paying more money for the air ticket, but in the entire country, for every petrol and diesel, center is taking more money than the state, but then that is okay, there is no problem. This is the question I want to ask tonight. Let's get into our topic number 2. Okay, so on April 24th, that is 3 days back, N.V. Ramana completed 1 year in office. N.V. Ramana has been a judge Chief Justice has been a Chief Justice who spoke almost for the people, what was in people's mind. He seemed to be understanding people's mind. A lot of people call him the people's judge. That's the title that he has received from a lot of people, a lot of media. And fairly so, right? Even I agree that he speaks very well. And he speaks what is there in people's mind. He really speaks for the people. All that I understand. But the job of a judge is not to speak. The job of a judge is to deliver judgment. So, there one wonders why is that decisions are not taken. Cases don't come up. Decisions are not given. Why? For instance, Abrogation of Article 370, decision not yet taken. CANRC, decision not yet taken. Pegasus, decision not yet taken. Hijab ban, decision not yet taken. Electoral bonds, decision not yet taken. So decisions, and there are few more if I am not mistaken. Decision not yet taken. While we've been speaking well, we have been talking about it, we have been talking what is right, we have been talking against a lot of things, a lot of judge till after 2014, we have not seen judge actually talk, I mean, at least talk their heart out, and Justice Ramana used to does that, I mean, does that, so that appreciated. But judgment nahi hota, which is what one wonders. I hope with his brilliant speeches, I hope we get to see some good judgments too. I really hope. Till I see you next time, Namaskar.